Hello, so let's start making the watermelon rind vegetable, which I'm sure you all are all going to relish, and henceforth you all are not going to waste any part of the watermelon except for the outer green skin. So I'm going to scoop out all the flesh from this watermelon and keep it for another recipe. So you can see I have taken out all the green part, and now I'm going to cut them fine. First you wash it and then you cut them fine. You can keep also about 1 centimeter pieces, depends on you, but I prefer cutting it little smaller than the 1 centimeter size. So here I have cut the rind. This is the green part of the watermelon that keeps all the waterlogged delicious fruit safe inside, and it is completely edible. Okay, it's sort of crunchy like cucumber, and actually this white part is called Quora, Q-U-O-R-A, Quora. I don't know how would you really pronounce it. Let's leave that to the scientific and to the science teachers, but this is really something what we throw, and if we can make a delicious vegetable out of it, there's nothing like that, right? We can save on waste. So let's start with the next step. So let us start. Now I will be using mustard oil for this, because I like to use mustard oil for all these vegetable dishes. It's more healthy and you will like it. Once you try it, I also had the same feeling that mustard oil is very smelly and all those things, but no, once you try it, you will really like it, and it's healthier than. So I'll be using about 2 tablespoons of mustard oil. Now mustard oil needs to be smoked up. You have to smoke it up before using it. So we will let this oil get nice and hot and smoky. I'm sorry you cannot see into the, so I will let this oil get smoky. So you can see the oil has become hot. Okay, and there's a lovely aroma. I'm putting 1 green chili, quarter teaspoon of rye. I am making only 1.5 cup of melon rind. I'm going to use only 1.5 cup. Quarter teaspoon of cumin seeds. Quarter teaspoon of fennel seeds. I'm going to lower the heat. To that I'm going to add some curry leaves. 1 inch, a little less than 1 inch of ginger chopped fine, and some garlic. I like to keep the garlic whole, because as we are using the cooker for this, it will get nice and soft, and it's really nice to eat. So give it a quick stir. So this is nicely fried. Now I'm going to add a medium size onion chopped. Now for this watermelon sabzi, I like to use a potato. So while this is getting fried and stirred a bit, keep stirring it. As you know that watermelon rind has no flavor. It is tasteless. So you can add any flavor to it. So make it spicy, but it has a lot of nutrients, that is vitamin B and C. The fruit has vitamin A and C, but the rind has vitamin B and C. So I will stir it for some time. Meanwhile, I'm going to clean and dice this potato also into small cubes. Okay, one thing that I forgot to add in the beginning was asafoetida. So about quarter teaspoon of asafoetida, hing, what you would call it, so let it cook for a little while. So the onions are fried. I'm going to add in the chopped potato that I have. Why I'm adding the potato now is because there is no water content in this. So the potatoes will get a little crispy from the outside. So when I put my watermelon rind, that's going to leave a lot of water. So I want the potatoes to get slightly crispy on the outside and the taste is different. While these potatoes are getting a little crispy, I'm going to chop this medium-sized tomato into fine pieces. So you can see the potatoes are slightly brown on the outside. And now I'm going to add the remaining masalas. I'm going to make a well in the center so that the masalas, and my flame is on slow. So as I told you, the rind has no taste, so you have to add your taste accordingly. So I'm going to add half a teaspoon chili powder, quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder, 3/4 teaspoon of coriander powder, and a little jeera powder because we have already added jeera, but I'm still going to use it. I'm going to give this a quick fry for a minute. You can see. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the tomatoes. The masala is fried and I'm going to add in this tomatoes. Now this recipe can be done without the cooker also, but I like to do it in the cooker because the rind is a bit crunchy and a little bit hard. So when you cook it on the open dish in the kadai or something, it takes a little longer time. But in the cooker, one whistle and it's done. At this time, I'm going to add half a teaspoon salt. And I will just wait for the tomatoes to get a little mushy and the water to come out from the tomatoes, and then I will add the rind. The tomatoes are soft and the oil is separating. You can see the oil separating. At this time I'm going to add my watermelon rind. Now this is 1 cup. I'm not going to use all the half watermelon because there's another recipe that is coming up which is really nice, and you would never know that there were recipes which used the watermelon rind which we throw out in such a lovely way. So this is, I'm adding 1.5 cup of. I'm going to give this a stir. So you can see it's sizzling. All the flavors are getting incorporated with each other. It looks delicious, right? Imagine the taste with chapati. You will never throw away the rind again. Never. I'm giving you this guarantee. So now it's mixed well. I'm going to add half a cup of water. If you want it, vegetables are always in the drier side. So, and I'm going to close this and 1 whistle and leave it to cool and then open. Now I've put the flame on high, 1 whistle, leave it to cool and then open it. So I had said 1 whistle, but I kept it for 2 whistles, and now I'm opening it out. Oh, let this go away from my camera. You can see there is a lot of water content, so we will dry this up We just check the sabzi and we will see it's nice and soft. Okay, this is the potato. So let's take a piece of the melon here. Okay, the melon needs to be little more soft, so we put it back for another 1 or 2 whistles. See, sometimes you have to check in between, because sometimes the rind will get soft very fast, sometimes it will take some more time. So you need to open it up after 1 or 2 whistles and check it. And on normal pan you will take nearly 10 to 15 minutes to cook this. So this is much faster, but do open and check after 2 whistles. Now I will again keep it for 2 more whistles. So let us open it again. This is after another 3 whistles. So totally I have kept it for 5 whistles. So after 5 whistles, this is what you will get. Now I'm just going to let it dry for a little while because there's too much of gravy. I think we could, instead of half a cup of water, we could put just 1/4 cup of water, because the watermelon, and then again you have to check, because maybe some watermelons will have more water content and some will have little less. So you will need to check. So now let me check the taste and see if I need to do any adjustments. Sorry. Also to check if the watermelon, yes, it's nice, soft. Let me just check for the taste. It's perfect. If you won't tell anyone that this is watermelon rind, they will say it is the pumpkin, you know, the lauki, the white long pumpkin that we get. So they would say it's that, you know, the bottle gourd. So it is perfectly okay, but I will just let the water dry up a bit. So I let little bit of the water dry, and I'm going to keep it at this consistency because this is good for chapati as well as rice. So, and you know that always the vegetable, after it has cooled, it will get little more dry. So I'm going to leave it at this. So at this time I'm going to add half a teaspoon of kasturi methi, which I always roast and store it. So I've just added half a teaspoon of kasturi methi, and I will switch off the gas. No more cooking after the kasturi methi has been added. So let's plate it. If you like the recipe, please like, subscribe, share my recipe with other friends, and press the bell icon to get notifications as soon as I post a new video on cooking and craft. Thank you.